Hi, this is Nicole Elissa, love coach for women who desire to feel irresistible in their own skin and attract their partner. Today, I have an amazing video for you. It's video 5 of the video sequence that I've been creating for you for the past couple weeks on what were the 5 steps that 6 of my clients took last year that got them, meeting the man of their dreams, and they're now either engaged or married. And like I've said in previous videos, like this makes me really happy, and I just wanted to share with you what were the steps that they took so that you can start to implement them and see really like what you can take from this and really implement it in your life. So video 5 is all about feminine energy, and in a very unique way. And the reason for this is because I work with a lot of women, who have been taught that they need to like prove their worth, like own it in business and in corporate, and that can really like have you run a lot of masculine energy in your body. And I've seen it really affect my clients because sometimes, they would tell me like, Nicole, like I go on dates and men see me as their therapist, or they come to me with all of their problems, and I don't want that. I desire to be pursued, or I notice that I'm attracting men who have me planning all of the dates and everything. And I said, they would always ask me like, hey, what's up with that? And I get it, really, like, what's up with that? Like you deserve to really feel at ease and feel happy inside of your relationship and not feel like you need to be in charge of everything. So with that being said, that is the first aspect of this, because feminine energy, it is important for you to really not only understand it in an empowered way and embody it in a way that feels good to you. And that is really important because, masculine and masculine, like inside of a relationship, like that sort of energy, like it would repel each other. And that's important to know. Like what it actually does is that it cuts away the intimacy of what makes a relationship like incredibly like delicious for you. And that is important because, while we both, like we all have access to masculine and feminine energies, even if we want to, but like what I notice is that when you allow your feminine energy to come through, and it just makes you happier, like you're open to receive more. And that really impacts not only like, the type of men that you attract, like how you feel inside of a relationship. It affects a lot of different things. And the main thing that I see with my clients is that, it hasn't been taught to us how to really fully embody our feminine energy. I don't know about you, but I know that for me, when I was growing up, I would kind of make feminine energy wrong, just because, what I understood about feminine energy was simply about like posing in front of a camera, looking beautiful. And I considered it to be very superficial. Like I didn't have a guiding system or example of what feminine energy meant. Like even at home, my mom was always saying like, hey, if things need to get done, like I need to do it. Like you cannot like depend on your dad and that kind of stuff, which really impacted me in a way because I became this sort of person that was like, hey, I can't trust people. Like I need to do things. And I would go on dates and the guy was preparing something, and in my mind, I was already thinking for a way on how to do it better. Like that's my confession. Right? And that never really worked. And like as soon as I became aware of this and I like dropped that behavior, and I noticed it because I was like, hey, like this is not just one person here. Like if I want to be in a relationship, this involves another person. So I can actually witness him. I can allow him to be there for me. And I had to change my beliefs around that. Now this is really key because I shared already one key element around feminine energy, like allowing yourself to feel feminine, like connecting with the empowered energy of just being feminine, which is really different of just, thinking that it's superficial. It's actually quite deep. Like feminine energy is the source of receiving, of pleasure, of joy, of wisdom, of intuition, so many beautiful different things. And I find that when my clients really connect with their feminine energy, they feel more at ease with themselves. It feels like they've finally connected with their truth and everything starts to flow better. So my clients really worked on their feminine energy. And I wanted to bring up a specific point around feminine energy, and that will really help you embody it without having resistance to it. I remember one time I had a client that as soon as we were going to start talking about feminine energy, I could sense that she had a lot of resistance. And she questioned me and she said, like, Nicole, like, are you actually going to ask me to like just play with my hair and be like this? Because I'm not that way. And I was like, wow, that's not where I was coming from. So that's not even what I had said. So it's very interesting to me, the belief systems that we can have around feminine energy. Another key thing that I've noticed around feminine energy is feeling your feelings, right? We're thought to value thoughts more than feelings. We've been thought that feelings are irrational, they cannot be trusted, all these other things around feelings. We see it like a weakness sometimes, and that's not true, because like our feelings are actually like the most beautiful thing ever, because it's like people, like we all go on feeling, like at the end of the day, like we go for what inspires us to get to that next level. So feelings are a source of inspiration, and that is really good. So if you've been taught, like, hey, to not feel your feelings, if you decided to shove them down, right? And if you shove them down, not to feel them, to avoid them, to drown in them, or just keep it like to yourself and never share them, that has an effect on you and in your process when it comes to dating and manifesting your men, which I'll explain later on. And if, on the other hand, you learn to just stay with your feelings and you go to that other extreme where you keep repeating your feelings all the way through, like over and over again, and it's like you become addicted to them, addicted to your suffering, to your pain, to your thoughts of, like, let's say, your feelings about men not wanting you, not choosing you, them choosing your best friend, and all those different things. It's like you go on two extremes, right? And I invite you to get to the middle, because that was a really key point for my clients who met their partner last year. And it really had to do with not becoming over identified with those feelings, like those negative feelings about them not feeling good enough, not feeling valued or worthy, or just completely shutting down from your feelings. Because on one end, if you completely shut down from your feelings, that attracts emotionally unavailable men, right? Because you are thinking that your feelings are gonna kill you, and that's not true. And on the other hand, you become overly identified with not feeling good enough, or believing that the universe is not supporting you, or maybe it's not in your cards and all that kind of stuff. And that that does is that it robs you from your power. You're feeling disempowered, feeling not good enough, then you attract people who bring that thought, or that experience back to you again. So the whole experience around feelings and embodying your feminine energy is about bringing it to the middle. I am a firm believer that negative feelings are meant to be felt, to be released. So you feel them with the purpose of having them leave your body. And that is really important. That's a key distinction. Because when you actually face your feelings, you are in your empowered feminine energy. And when you feel them with the intention of releasing them, because you don't want to hold on to those toxic thoughts about yourself, right? Then what that does is that you're empowering yourself. And, like attracts like. You're facing yourself, you're being emotionally available, you're open to love. And you meet a man that's open to love too. That's the way it works. So ask yourself this question. Do you over-identify with the feelings of feeling not good enough? Or do you identify with, I'm not going to feel my feelings at all. Let me avoid it. Let me go out. Let me ramp up my schedule and never have a time to feel anything. Where do you go? Where do you go with it? How can you start practicing letting go of your feelings? One key thing that I really help my clients with is through a process of energy clearing. And that is really important, because here's what happens when you don't feel your feelings, or when you over-identify with them. When you don't feel them, you're still shoving them down. And we are all energy. People pick up on you, and they talk to you, and the way that they respond to you is based on your energy. And if it's a match, people are more likely to treat you in the way that you, like the belief systems that you have about yourself. So that is really important for you to really take it in. Like, have you ever gone to a place where like basically the energy feels heavy, or whenever you're around a person you feel heavy, but then there are other people that when you're around them you feel good, you feel like alive, you feel happy, or when you go to a different place the same thing happens. We're all energy and we can all pick up on energy, and that energy creates our reality. Like, law of attraction is real, and you will attract whatever's in your dominant vibration. So this is really key, because like if you've learned to shove them down, it's still in your field. You can try to deny it, but it's not, like, it's still in your field. If you over-identify with it, you keep bringing it in. So do you see how the answer is just learning to let go? Learning to let go of the feelings that make you feel wrong, bad, insecure, less than enough. And not just about yourself, even the feelings and the thoughts that you have around men. And really amplify the belief systems that are positive. Whatever makes you feel good, you get to amplify that. You get to start saying a different story. So energy clearing, what it does is that if you have, a story of not being attractive or not having men value for 10, 20, 30 years, I mean, who knows the number? Or even less. Like, if you notice a pattern of attracting unavailable men that don't treat you right, or basically repeating the same type of person over and over and over and over again, and instead of, and you ask yourself why, it's really like one of my favorite tools is energy cleaning. All of my clients who really wanted to embody their feminine energy did energy clearing, and this is really key, because what energy clearing does is that it helps you release that energy out of your body, out of that cellular memory, out of your energetic field, out of your life, out of your field of influence, so that when you see another man, he responds to you differently. You start to attract like, right? People in a different energy, people in a different space. And this is really powerful stuff, because you could be 20, you could be 30, you could be 40, you could be 50, whatever age you're at right now. And if you've been holding on to belief systems that don't work out for you, right, of course you're going to keep attracting them. So energy cleaning works sometimes in layers, sometimes immediately. It depends on how much you are willing to release these belief systems, and it starts to lift your energy. Therefore, you don't have to overanalyze your situation. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to solve the problem of figuring out how you're going to change something, because that can be a denser energy and it makes the path longer. Energy clearing actually makes it smoother, easier. It makes your life great. So it's really important, because, and I really believe in energy clearing, because sometimes, I've been in programs where, I would get all of the PDFs, all of the information, all of the book recommendations, but what really shifted me was the energetic piece, right? Because I was taking things on just an analytical level, at a logical level, at the level of my mind, but that's not my only level of influence when it comes to my energy. I have many more. I have energy in my body, I have energy around me. So, I consider myself somebody that's really committed, I go all in everything that I do in life. So it's just I want to know what's actually going to help me, what's going to help, my clients and everything. And energy cleaning has always been the answer for that. It just releases stuff out of you forever. You don't have to deal with those thoughts again. And you also amplify the feelings that make you feel good. So if and you've been working on your feminine energy, and you've read books around feminine energy, and you're trying to implement it, but you still feel awkward, things doesn't click, you have resistance, all of that stuff, energy clearing could really do it for you. Because some of my clients that started working with me, that manifested their man, manifested their partner weeks after we started working together, or a couple months. It always really just depends about you and your story and the belief systems that you have holding around you. So energy clearing really helps you embody your feminine energy to a whole new level. And it also helps you release the past and feel good now. And when you're feeling good and you're feeling excitement and joy, your energy is open, right? It has created space for something new. your life will get better. You'll get really close to attract your man, like you will attract your man from this space. So if you are curious about how energy clearing can actually change your life and you want something different, you want to let go of all these beliefs that you might have around men, all these things that you might have around your feminine energy, and you just want to feel better, you want to feel sexier, want to feel like attractive, worthy, and attract like men who really value on the spot without you having to prove or anything, just be courted and loved for who you are, then I invite you to set up your time with me in my Call in Your Man assessment call. These calls are, they're limited. So I still have a few spots left, and I would love to talk to you to really just look at what might be going on for you and what sort of energy clearing like we could do. But now, like with that, you would have the awareness so that you can actually start to shift things around. And if you're interested to know how you can work with me, we can also explore that inside of the conversation if it feels like it's a fit, So I really, really encourage you to do this because you have an opportunity here to just make your life a lot easier, right? Life doesn't have to be about you figuring out like your blocks and everything. It could just leave like this. If you want immediate results, definitely set up your calling your man call with me, and I would love to help you. So I'm sending you all the love in the world. See you soon, and I hope you've enjoyed this series. Bye.